What's good, YouTube? Dom, Steven Sports Cards here, back with another video. Hope you're all doing well. Decided to switch things up a little bit with the camera angle and the lighting to show off these cards that I picked up this past weekend. And it's a set that I really didn't know too much about until Ryan at Breakout Cards did a Twitter thread about one of the players that is in the set, about it being one of his lesser known rare issues. And I was able to identify them at a show. The guy had bought them in an entire collection and didn't know a ton about them. Said he hated lugging around the oversized stuff, and I was able to strike up a really good deal for the collection. So, a little background on these cards. In 1973, a Baltimore-based sports company named Johnny Pro produced a set of 25 stand-ups for the Baltimore Orioles. And these were not standard card size like the 64 top stand-ups or the batter-ups from the 30s that predated them. These were exhibit-sized cards. And the Baltimore Orioles ones had a beautiful green, very reminiscent of the top stand-up as the outside of the card, and it really complemented the orange of the Orioles well. And you could punch them out. They're perforated just like the other stand-ups, and you could put them on a shelf or on a table. And in 1974, I guess they had some success selling that around the Baltimore area. They wanted to branch out to a nearby market, and they decided to pick a team that wasn't as good, wasn't as popular, but do a kind of test run, I guess, in the Philadelphia market. And it's kind of great timing because the Phillies have been having an awesome run in the playoffs this year. Happy for Mike O, Ed Wesker Griff, Alex Bowman 53, Reese ND Card Ranger, and all the other Phillies fans out there. Joe at Four Soft Corners, so many of you. If I missed any, I'm sorry, but been really fun for you guys to see that. And we can kind of blast to the past of the Phillies, where they were also in a kind of drought without winning. And these cards, unlike the 73s, don't have a green outline. They have a white outline to complement the Phillies' colors and uniform better. And what I love about these is because they're full-size, like exhibits, it really shows the details and the full uniform of these vintage players. It's just really cool. This is a Ron Schuler, and he wasn't the best pitcher, but he's one of 3 pitchers in this set. This was actually his last year as a full-time starter in 1974 for the Phillies and in his major league career. Don't know if it was injuries or if he just didn't have the stuff, but really cool to see the old Phillies logo and uniform here, the glove, the hair flowing out the back of the hat, just so 70s, and I just love it so much. Second pitcher in the set is someone that I know from his Red Sox fame, Mr. Jim Longboard, and he had a couple decent years with the Phillies there. You can see him in his windup, and you can see how big the numbers were on the back of the old uniforms when they didn't have to worry about fitting these last names on it. It was just about wearing the team's uniform, and the number meant something on the back. So it was really cool. These aren't numbered. There's just 12 of them, 3 pitchers and 9 position players. It shows their jersey number, their name, and their position on the team. And the biggest pitcher in the set, comes as no shock, is Steve Carlton, lefty. And they would have these half-circle stands that slide into the slits in the bottom and kind of exit so it can stand up straight on a desk. And this image of Steve Carlton I had actually never seen before. It's really cool seeing the high leg kick. Like I said, the hair flowing out the back, the mustache. It's very 70s. Old Phillies pinstripe uniform with the high socks. You can't beat this kind of stuff. And it's something that you don't see every day. I looked on YouTube, and I'm sure there's people in the community that have these, but there isn't a lot out there broadcasting this set, partially because it's oversized, partially because it has a quirk to it, and it's not just a standard card. But I love these, and am super stoked to add the complete set of 12 to my collection. The right fielder here is Mr. Mike Anderson, and like you said, long hair out of the back, mustache, the old glove, just crouched waiting for a ball to be hit in his direction. Really cool card there of Mike Anderson in right field. In center field, we got Del Unzer. This is actually his first of 2 stints with the Phillies, and this one, because of the way he's leaned over, you can really see the old Phillies logo on the front. And it's just really cool to hold these in your hand and wonder how people displayed these. These aren't in perfect shape because they've been punched out. They have some little wrinkles and stuff with them, but with what I was able to get these for, I could not care less. It's hard enough to find one, let alone the complete set. This is Greg Luzinski, the left fielder. He's got the pine tar on his helmet, and he's wearing batting gloves. He's hunched over, ready to hit the ball a mile. Long hair, just a big slugger from his time. Fan favorite in Philadelphia, and just really awesome batting stance one there. This is Bill Robinson, who was kind of a 4th outfielder / utility man for the Phils, and his story was really cool because he would play the corners in the infield as well, and kind of was the guy that was the placeholder for Mike Schmidt. Originally, he was one of the third basemen they had. Fan favorite here, Bob Boone behind the plate. He was actually one of the members that stuck around through the bad years and was part of that 1980 World Series team. Really cool. I wish he was in a catching stance, but seeing his batting stance and having the number 8 there with the batting helmet, just a really cool card. We got Willie Montana, who wasn't a big lumbering first baseman. He actually played some center field in his career. So he had athleticism and decent little career. Guys that were part of bad teams and kind of get shoved under the rug and forgotten about. But learning about these guys through this 12-card set, really cool. Underrated player right here, Dave Cash, who was a 3-time All-Star second baseman. Seeing the follow-through on this one is just so cool with the 16 under his shoulder. And the fact that he has the warm-up jacket underneath the jersey is something that was just so vintage baseball. I love this one. Shortstop, we got a character right here, Mr. Larry Boa, also wearing batting gloves. And Larry had kind of a reputation as being a wise guy and getting under people's skin, but he was a fan favorite for the teams that he actually played for. And you can see he's actually wearing protective side paneling on the batting helmet, which started to be more of a trend in the late 60s going into the 70s. And, you know, just a really cool one of a young Larry Boa. I think this is a 4th-year Boa. But the card that helped me learn about this set, and the biggest card in the set, is the 2nd-year Michael Jack Schmidt. Now, this one is probably the most beat up of the whole bunch. It's part of the reason that I got such a great deal on it. But this is special for 2 reasons. This is his first solo issue where he looks like Mike Schmidt. He has the long hair with the mustache, which is what he's known for in terms of his look. And this is actually one of the only cards, and I believe the first one, featuring him fielding. Mike Schmidt's in the 500 home run club. He won multiple MVPs. He's known for his offensive prowess. But the reason that people consider him the best third baseman of all time is not just because of the home runs. It's because he has 10 gold gloves. He was a very good defender, and that kind of gets lost in his career when you look back at it. All of these things of him slugging and swinging the bat, that's what he was known for, but the glove was almost as good. So this is just a really awesome piece to the collection. Being able to pick up the entire set for less than what this Schmidt card usually sells for when it does hit the market. Absolute steal for the collection. Happy to share it with you guys. Congrats to the Phillies for making the NLCS. And hope you guys enjoy postseason baseball. Keep collecting, and let me know what you think of the new setup below. Have a great rest of your week. Peace.